Oh my gosh, I did it. I did it. I went live at exactly 9. Nobody's here yet. So, as soon as somebody joins, I will turn the Lumatone on. And that will be exciting. And then I'll show you guys what I have planned. All right. Okay. Still nobody here. It's okay. Okay. So now I'm going to go on my phone. Amazing. Hey, there's somebody here. Okay. Cool. So now I'm going to turn the Lumatone on for you lucky person. You're gone. Darn, I guess we don't get to turn the Lumatone on. Can't I talk in my post? There we go. Oh, there's one person here. Okay, one person, you're lucky. You get to see the Lumatone turn on. Ready? Seriously? Okay, hopefully I can just link my channel here. Oh, great. This is easier to do on the computer, isn't it? All right. Hey, we got a person. Oh, why isn't this working? The speakers are on. It's plugged in. Oh, okay. There we go. Now I just got to change it over. It should be all good. I promise I'm not doing anything boring. This is going to be very cool. Okay, Reaper preferences. And having it come out the speakers. Okay, so today we're playing in 2210. Hello, Octini X. All right, so here's the idea. Is that if anyone in the chat has heard Golden Hour, I know how to play it now on this piano. Actually, let's do some comparing. So I'll come over here and turn this piano on. And then I'll go over here and I'll play some stuff and you'll hear the similarities. I also got a color scheme for this. So here are updates on things that have been happening. I've been lightly doing a little now and then, sprinkled here and there. And I'll ramp up now and then some more. Because a lot of people have talked to me about doing more episodes. So that makes me think it should keep going. And that I should have a lot more episodes. I'm going to try and get 100 episodes in by 2024. The other exciting update is that the Here Between the Lines album that I'm transcribing, 6 out of 7 tracks done. So I just have 1 track, and it's a lot easier than the 6th track I did, which had 2 tuning systems happening at once. So right here, if you've heard this song, it's that pop song. Hi, Christian. So now I'm not only going to show you how to play it over here, but so I want to cover Golden Hour in 22 Tet. And the best part is Sean Sevish has an entire album called Golden Hour. So I will be quoting Dirty Drummer and Ganymede, but I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. But I do have plans. So another thing we need to do is, since this stream is about Golden Hour in 22 Tet, let me show you. Can everyone hear the piano, by the way? Oh my gosh, there's 5 people. If there's 20 people here, I will play All Star on my 20 Tet guitar. So 5 people. Can you hear the piano when I play it? Okay. Let me see. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change the color scheme. You can save Lumatone layouts in order to do that. And I am going to send the editor layout. So now the Lumatone colors have gone away. And it should fill in according to the file that I load here. So I've made all of the keys. I've given them kind of a gold theme. If anyone likes Bionicles, this is like Takanuba color scheme. So it's kind of hard to get it to all be gold and yellow. But I very strongly feel that it should be all gold and yellow in the video. The other thing that's cool about Lumatone keys, this is still 22 Tet. The other thing that's cool about Lumatone keys is that white keys like that are just white kind of look a little bit black. So, or not black, sorry, a little bit darker. Or bluish almost a little bit. Like it naturally has a blue color temperature. And then the other keys I have, of course, are like yellow, sort of a peachier shade of yellow, and then a dark brown. So I think it fits in for a gold aesthetic. Probably on the stream you can't see the difference between these keys and these two easily, but in real life it's pretty easy to see. So right here then, yeah, I got it right. Okay, so here's the normal chord progression in 12-tone equal temperament, okay? So right over here, this is like an A6, and then it has a major 7 and a 9 in it. So this is great. These kinds of things are great for 22 Tet, which aren't a mean tone temperament. It means that some notes have to be adjusted by 1/22 of an octave to be in tune out of like the Pythagorean shade. So we'll discuss the implications for that over here once we talk about the 12 Tet chord progression. So right here, that's A6. Then this next one is like an E major 7 with a 6th in it. There's the 6th on top. And then the chord progression does something really cool. Michael's wondering why I have a normal piano. Same reason everyone does, Michael. Not everybody. But anyway, the left hand, shifts down to a G. So like if we took the chord progression and didn't play the fast parts, like if we had an A6 and then E major 7, then F sharp minor, with an 11th in it, and then E major 7. That's the whole progression. But everything is played fast, and it has that extra G in the bass that like leads to an F sharp minor chord. But the right hand doesn't change. So let me show you that. A6, E major, G, F sharp minor. And then it just keeps repeating. So it's a really cool piano part. Now let me show you what happens over here. The part I'm really excited about is, the diatonic parts are even cool, but the thing I'm really excited about is the G I chose for the left hand. That does that little weird thing where it's just one extra note leading to F sharp. I have 2 things that I want to do. So right here, this all fits in. And the places where we have to lower from the Pythagorean chain are, we have to have A, E, C sharp down, and F sharp down. We have to have G sharp down. C sharp down is on the top here. Whoop. There we go. And then we have to have a B here. So if you get diatonic chords stacky enough, there's always a wolf. The wolf in this one is F sharp down to B. So B is a chain from there, but the F sharp down that's in tune with A is a wolf with the B. So that's the first one. Oh, I forgot the fingering for this. Then for this next one, the fingering really goes to like a G sharp down minor chord, because if we just had a G sharp minor chord, right, it would sound like this one. And that wouldn't really sound diatonic in this context. So right here, we have to go here. And then for this piece, like the F sharp down, G sharp down, B, C sharp down. No, it's 22, Ted Michael. You're so close, though. It's actually 22. So for this one, the F sharp down is going to move to the E. So far, analogously, everything is the same. And we haven't run into a situation where we have to adjust something by a degree of 22 in order to get it to sound diatonic, which we will have to do soon. So far we've had A with in tune notes from the root going all the way up, and now we have E major 7. Everything's the same. Don't worry about the G for now. Our next one is going to be F sharp down minor. So for all this stuff, I'm going to take the G sharp down B and C sharp down and move it over. And now it's E, F sharp down, A, B. We still have the F sharp down to B wolf, but EA is here. And that's all in tune in diatonic land. So you can see that our focus is having on lowered scale degree 2. Now, our very last one, E, gives us an interesting opportunity. E is like the tonic, but we start on A. If you haven't noticed, the progression just goes down by roots in the left hand, right? Like you have A, G sharp down, F sharp down, E. If you were in this system, if you were over there, it'd be A, G sharp, F sharp, E. So right here, the situation is that we have F sharp minor, right? And then it becomes cool to get your thumb down here to a gold note to get this kind of thing. And one of the notes is slightly different here. If I am in tune with E root over here, there's D sharp down, normal, E, G sharp down, but I also have an F sharp. But notice that it's not F sharp down anymore, because in order to get it in tune with an E root, if you're just thinking about the root and all the notes that come from that common approach, F sharp down is a wolf away from B, which is like the stack of fifths that comes from the main chord. But it actually doesn't sound that bad because we've been using it earlier. So I kind of want to do a thing where I play this and also switch to the F sharp down version. So if you had that going from the F sharp minor chord, it would sound like the normal version. What's that? Medicine. Okay, so the normal F sharp thing. One of my friends is texting me. That's good. People actually watch. Where was I? Oh, right here. That's right. Okay, so we're doing F sharp. Yeah. 10 over 9 and 9 over 8. That's right. Michael is correct to point that out. Those are the exact notes that I'm just toggling between. There's a lot of ways to deal with it. You could just use one. You could just use the other one. You could use both. You could use neither. These are the approaches that people aren't interested in as much, but I think make the music really interesting. So here's an F sharp down minor with whole thing. And here's normal. So here it is now with the F sharp down, or the wolf in the E chord. There it is. So now let's try it with switching. The switching one is even trippier. You hear it? That. Oh wow, it's really subtle, right? I think it's just subtle enough to make people be like, "Oh, something's happening," but I definitely don't know what. Because if I were listening, I'd love to know what was happening, but also want to not know what. Like I wouldn't want it to be obvious, but I want to know something was going on. Yes, ear tickling. Let's see. What temperament of 22 are you using? Great question. The layout is in Super Pythagorean, just like the normal Lumatone preset. Like if I were to switch the preset back to the other color, that's what the normal Super Pythagorean preset looks like. And the colors are much more differentiated. And so you can see that what's happening is we have a diatonic scale right here. But the half steps are really small. So right here, and this other rung, this is a neutral second up. And so what that also does is it also gives you alterations for 5-limit triads. So like if I had do, re, mi, fa, so, and those do and so are right here. Do, re, mi down. So I took this key right here, that blue key, and it's going down to the red key. And then that makes it just a major chord from the scale. That forms the basis for all of this. So there's really 4 colors and 4 kinds of rows. So any of the other colors that aren't the main row here fall into a pentatonic Super Pythagorean scale. So like the red notes are here, you know? And then orange notes. And then, you know, some of the blue notes. Etc., etc. Okay, so in the golden hour layout then, all I'm doing is it's exactly the same layout, but I've just changed it to golden colors so that when I make the golden hour cover video, everything will be yellow and white and very sparkly. It won't be easy on the eyes. It'll be like the set of the Big Bang Theory, where you'll be like blinded. So it'll be great. The other thing is that in golden hour, if you've heard the pop song before, it has like a lot of piano parts in it. Hey, Aramax, how you doing? Aramax drew really great fan art of me, by the way. I don't know if I posted it on YouTube, but it was like the best thing I've ever seen. So, yeah, thank you. And thank you for coming. Wow, there's 8 people here. This is amazing. By the way, I've promised that if I get 20 people here, I'll play All-Star on my 20-tone equal tempered guitar. Or maybe I need to vote. On my YouTube channel, I need to put like a poll and like vote for like what song do I play in 2010 if I get 20 people here? Is it the lick? Is it All-Star? We have to figure out what the song is. Maybe I'll only put in songs in the poll that I actually want to play, but that are also meme fodder. I can't even figure out how that would work. There's not a lot of overlap there. But anyway, okay, so we've got the golden hour layout, and now I want to tell you about how we chose the journal. Let's see if anyone on Facebook is watching. No. All right, let's see. Okay, someone told me they were watching. All right, here we go. So, here's the idea. You have this thing, right? So there's this little G natural that happens that allows you to proceed downward. And technically, you can split G sharp down and F sharp down in half like this. That distance, it's weird. It seems to sound larger than I'm used to, and I'm not really sure why. Because it should be about the same. Let's compare. Yeah, so you can tell the 22 tone. Oh, my neck is terrible. You can tell the 22 tone semitones are a bit wider. And you get that kind of large whole tone as opposed to 12 tets, sort of 200 cent one. So since there are 4 steps between G half sharp and F half sharp, it means that there's 3 different Gs I could pick. Hello, cat. What is up? You know, it's funny when you told me the keyboard was being abused and you sent the cute cat picture, I thought you were talking about this keyboard. And I was like, oh yeah, I've destroyed it because it's microtonal or whatever. Okay. So Cat knows this song really well. Ah! And then this one is a tricky transition. There we go. Fart. No. I need to do what I tell my students to do and always use 1, 3, 5 for those chords down here. But they're Lumatone chords. So I keep wanting to spring to using 4 because some of them are small. And also it's very tricky because the angle of this thing, the ergonomics of it, is like if you have a minor chord where these notes kind of point upwards and then you need a finger to tuck under, like this minor chord and this minor chord here. If you use 1, it's not like piano where it's exactly ergonomic. It's like if you have notes that are farther away from you and you use 1 in order to keep the same fingering, 1 has to like pull your hand up. And so your finger has to be tucked farther under. So technique-wise, it's a very interesting instrument. So here's, I want to show you about the Gs here. So we have this, right? And then we go to this chord. And then here are the options for the Gs we have. We have a normal G, which I'm not picking because it's too normal. And then we have the G that's closest to G sharp down. This one, technically G up, which I want to pick most of the time because it's a great excuse for microtonality. And then we have the G that is closest to F sharp down. So technically you could call it either G down or you could just call it F sharp. So check this out. Right? G sharp down, G up, and then here, this is the neutral second, G sharp down, F sharp, but it can also be G down. So, I have a few ideas. So right here, what I was thinking is the first time I would do it, if you get that first chord here, and then you move to this one. Oh, fart. Hold on. What happened? Okay, let's try that again. Oh, maybe I didn't scoot over right. Yeah, I did something weird. Okay, so this is the next chord. And then we have this guy. This is the one with one of the Gs. Or the really high G. And then normally the right hand stays the same, but I figured out something really cool. I figured out that if I move this G sharp down 2, I have a version where there are some major thirds that are stacked up. Like this. So I'm trying to get this kind of sound just packed into that one chord. So in order to do that, it means that I have to move this here, and then the G sharp down moves not to G up, but a normal G. And then I'm also going to have the E move down 1/22 of an octave to D sharp. So not the normal altered semitone, but this one. So, in context, I'm going to play it slow because I'm not that good at playing it, and I want you to hear the microtonality. That's a great chord. And best part is, if I use this high one, the C sharp down that I have here, it's near 11th partial right there. So I think that holds the outside together, even while the inside has clashes of 1/22 of an octave because of the consequence of stacking major thirds on top of each other. Okay, so then normally it would go, and then you'd go to here, and then this part sounds pretty normal. Switching between those F sharps if I want, maybe just in the last verse when people think I'm just going to do one of them. The other thing is, if I do the higher one, I would want to hang out on it because the F sharp is like the first note played in the right hand grouping. So if I, in the 12th tone version, so if I play normal F sharp over here and then go to F sharp down, you can hear a microtonal shift when the progression starts over. Check it out. I will show you. So let's pretend we're on this one. We're second to the last one. And did you hear that? That's what I'm talking about right there. Is F sharp going to F sharp down. What would it sound like if you played the original notes in microtonal version at the same time? Probably be dissonant. Yeah, it would be pretty dissonant. And it'd be more dissonant if the chords were farther away from each other. If some of them were close to each other, it might just sound honky tonk. So like it would sound extremely honky tonk in a way at times, and then in other pieces of the chord progression, it would start to become unacceptably off in a way that would cause it to no longer be honky tonk, but to veer into polysystemic dissonance. Oh, there we go. So, all right, here's one more thing, and then I'll be done, I promise. Oh, 30 minutes, that's perfect. Let's see if I want to keep this one. I was planning on not keeping this one. See, I never plan on keeping them, but then people show up and they make great comments, and then I say stuff that I don't want to forget later, or that I'm afraid of forgetting. So then I end up keeping it. So we're probably going to end up keeping this one. We have yet to, I think there's only been one that I deleted where no one came, and everything else I've kept. So we might keep this one. So here we go. This one. Now I want to show you what happens when I decide to do something different with the G's. So my tentative decision with the G's, which are very cool, is to use the high G, like G up, and then use that to go to the F sharp down minor chord on like verse 1. In verse 2, what I would like to do is I would like to go to G up one bar early and then go to F sharp, because then something really wild happens. It was already Zen harmonic enough to have a chord that has G up and G in it. Well, I should spell that correctly. How would that be spelled if I had a stack of major thirds? Quiz for the class. Let's see. Oh, wait, no. Here we go. So then there's this thing. Yeah. So we got this guy. So if we had our G up here, G up, B, D sharp down, I guess this would technically be F sharp double down. Although double downs might be controversial. I don't know if they are. They don't look good, do they? Oh my gosh, we have 10 people. That's fantastic. Oh, that's right. We'd have to do... Yeah, it'd be a major third. I forgot. So Brandon is correct. You'd have F sharp, F double sharp. Wow. I kind of don't want to think about double sharps in 22-10. Actually, that might be... what would that be? Okay, so if it's just a major third, then it would just be spelled with the double down. So I know that it's F double sharp double down, which is a mouthful for that note to spell it correctly, even though it's also just the same as a G. The thing that I don't have the energy to work out is to really check F double sharp double down is actually the same as a G in 22-10. But I'm going to trust that it is. So, yeah, exactly, AJ. It's just a mess. So, anyway, that's our cool chord that we have. That we're going to go to a bar early in verse 2. And then what's going to happen? Ah, darn. Thanks for telling me my piano's out of tune. I'm going to fix it and change it to a 12 tone equal temperament. Thanks for pointing that out. It didn't work. Darn. Ooh, you want to see all the presets? All right, here's all the colors. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I love the colors. Look at that. They're beautiful. I think there should be. This might exist already, but I'd love it if I could get software on my computer to like change the colors on this keyboard as I'm playing it. Has anyone done that yet? Would I be the first person to do that? Would the Lumatone people care about me if I started to do that? I know they care about me. I'm just kidding, Lumatone guys. I know you're great. Okay, so here are the presets. 12th tet. See if I have them memorized. 12th tet, but it's different. I think 12th tet again. 19 tet. Love that color scheme. 22 tet. 24 tet, which kind of looks like a keyboard. Oh, this one is like a 29 tone, like well temperament of some kind or something, but it's not equal temperament, so it's like 29 something. 31 classic. And I think these last two are both like high number tunings. Like one of them is a Dolores Catharino tuning. Oh, I think this is 53, and I think this is something like 55 or 56. And it's related to something Dolores Catharino did. You see that there's this interesting like white row. So sometimes people in the Lumatone, you don't see this in the other layouts. Like if you have these other layouts here, you can see that everything pretty much moves quasi-diagonally in a tessellated pattern across the keyboard. But for this last one, we have actual rows that separate things. So that sort of divides it into zones in a way that is not as visually obvious in the other ones. Okay, so back to showing you guys the two Gs, and I will have to be done on principle because I have much too much to do. To transcribe that last track. Oh, I was hoping that none of the notes glitched out there. I love playing on this color layout, by the way. I want to make more color layouts. 12 people, yeah, 14. We're getting there. Oh, 12, the cursed number. I'm glad 2 more people joined, so we didn't have 12 people. Then we'd have to shut the stream down. 12 tet, you know. Okay, so here's how I want to use the two Gs. So let's say we did this. And this. And I'm going to play 2 of these. 2. Then we're going to go back to the normal one. And my left pinky is just going to go to F sharp. And over here, we would have this chord. Like, so it would be just like I had gone early and then gone down another note, but there's another note between this one and the one we want to get to in 22 tet. So let me show you. So right here, so that's F sharp going to F sharp down. Here, let me see if I can sing it. Nope. It's always smaller than I think it is, which is good because that means it's enharmonic. So that's a good sign. That's it. Okay. So that's the bass line, right? G sharp down, G sharp down, G up, F sharp down, and the F sharp minor chord is where we want to get. If we try to do that in 12, we just get G sharp, G, F sharp again. Lame. 22 is better. Okay, so this then, I know I can do this. I know I can sing this while I play it. I don't know what's throwing me off. I think it's because when I move from here to here, this has such a strange flavor compared to what I'm used to hearing because of the shift that I am thrown off and temporarily think that this is something more G sharp-like than it really is. Let's see. Oh, Aramax, he started listening to Down Zen. Cool. I hope you like it. I hope it's fun. I'm so lucky that happened to me, by the way. I'm so podcast dumb. I only listen to a few, and so I wouldn't know how to have set up one without Sean. So we got here. So well, okay, I'm gonna try and do 2 of these. Sing. and then we landed F sharp down. I'm gonna have to do it a little bit slow though. Okay. Here, let me try it without singing so we can hear the fluid playing, hopefully. Did you guys hear that? Listen to the bass line. Listen to how it moves to, has G sharp down, G up, F sharp down, and we arrive at that chord properly, but we have more chromatic notes in the way than we would have in 12. Ah, my God. Yeah. Good stuff. Let's see. Oh, Jacob Barton and Chris Bailey. That is a really good episode. That was a fun early one. Yeah, out of tuneness is a really interesting thing. Another thing to point out before I go is that pianos are not a normal sound. It's quite easy to be sensitive to their tuning. And so when 13, oh no, there's 12 people, somebody left. Oh, we have to end the stream now. Yeah. Well, all I was gonna say is yeah, it's interesting. Another thing you want to do, Blendy Wave, if out of tuneness is really shocking to you, that's a good thing, right? Because that, you know, if there's a lineup of all the different aesthetics you could have in music, you'd like to be able to pick and choose from any of them that you'd like, right? So if you hear something and that's really shocking you, and maybe it sounds terrible, that's not really cause for you to be like, oh, we should dismiss this as invalid. It's more like you should put it in that toolbox of things that are powerful that you might want to pull out and use. You know, it's like anything that's shocking, right? Another thing you can do is you can listen to microtonal music that isn't too discordant to you at first and get used to the intervallic structure. Because just like you can get used to a chord progression in 12, if you start to listen to something with a Zen harmonic tuning system, and maybe you know what the intervals are, maybe you don't, you can start to get used to how it sounds. And I think you'll find that once you are in the act of getting used to things pretty quickly, there's lots of stuff that previously sounded really jarring where you'll get used to it pretty fast and it won't sound as crazy. So that's how I think of 22 a lot of times. I think in 22, the diatonic chords will sometimes they're the perfect amount of strange because the diatonic clusters all will sound in tune from the root, and then there will just be two notes that are a wolf apart technically, which are very exciting. And sometimes you might not hear them because it's part of, you know, maybe 5, 6, even 7 note sonority. So that's one of the many things that excites me about 22, and it's also why I want to do a golden hour in this tuning, because like the golden hour ostinato has so many notes in it. It's naturally like really extended. It's not just triads, right? Even though the left hand is just playing triads and the right hand is playing extra notes, those extra notes in 22 give it this unique flavor. Whereas if I were to play this in 19 or 31, I don't think it would add very much Zen harmonic for me. You might be able to tell because of the intonation. Like it would be, according to my own terminology, it would be pulling out of slot, but it wouldn't be structurally drifting. But you know, those are nebulous terms anyway, that are mostly just used to describe my own hearing. So yeah, yes, and because of 19 and 31 are mean tone. Okay, great. Thanks for showing up, everybody. I'm glad you liked hanging out, watching me play this keyboard. Oh, one more thing is that the plan for Golden Hour is like, since it has so many pianos in it, there will be like this one Lumatone that plays the ostinato, you know, that part will be at the top, and then there will be like a middle one that comes in when the person, you know, has like those octave notes. And then the bottom one, like, so there will be 3 Lumatones in a row. There's like one for the normal ostinato, one for like the octaves that come in the first verse. And then there's one at the bottom where it's like a low note and then a chord that comes in, I think at like verse 2. Yeah. So there will be 3 Lumatones on the screen. There will be a bunch of singing along the sides. And then what else will there be? Oh, I guess I have to learn to play violin. That'll be interesting. Okay, neat. All right. I'll see you guys later. This has been, well, wow, we almost have 20 people. Maybe we should try to get 20 people. Let's see if we can get 20 people in 2 minutes. If we can get 20 people, I'll hang out. Let's see. Actually, one thing I can do that's not Golden Hour related is play this. Let's see. So here's the 19-tone guitar. So some of this is in my other video about playing guitar already. But I'm also you might have heard that Burt Bacharach passed away recently. And so I'm wanting to play another song of his. There's a friend of mine who's going to be singing a part. Oh wow, I guess I have no guitar picks laying out. That's okay. I'll just use my fingers. So main song goes like this. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Okay, right. So that's pretty straightforward. A minor 7, and then D minor 7. So on the 19-tone guitar, it would be like this, right? So I didn't strum very well with my finger, but that's okay. So A minor 7, D minor 7. And what's great about this Burt Bacharach song with this little melody, da, da, da. Melody is going C, C, A. So, since we're going to A in that second chord, there's a little bit of leeway. And I decided that I'm going to change it to sub minor. Now, another thing is that if I'm if I'm playing, I have a thing where I like to test chords on people to see what they say, because I know that I only offer one perspective, and I am highly desensitized to Zen harmonic chords and get used to them quickly. So like, I could play like a 16-tet like bonkers weird scale cluster, and I would get used to it in like a minute, and somebody else would think it was intolerable and they would have a nightmare. So I play chords for my wife and she helps me out. And I ask her like, how unacceptable is this to you? Which one do you like better, A or B? So she approved these chord changes, just so that you know. So if anyone tries to get upset because they're not real, oh my God, we have 19 people. We're so close. We only need one. Yeah, so Adam, you bring up an excellent point. I'm changing to the sub minor when I switch to D. Here's the normal one. Do, do, do. And the sub minor one will contain a Zen harmonic movement if we use the 7th also. C and E will resolve to C flat and F flat, which can't happen normally. So C is going to go down to C flat, and E is going to go up to F flat. So that's our Zen harmonic thing that happens. What the world needs now. See? You can hear the gloominess, right? So the two chords are a little bit different. Instead of sounding as... I think it's great because it makes the chords not sound as samey. It's Zen harmonic. It fits in with the melody. World needs now. You can hear how the melody would clash if I held on the C. What the world needs now. So that's why, riffing on C over that melody might be a little bit tricky. So right there. Oh, there's that. The rest of the chords are kind of normal. I've put tritone subs in some of them and done some other stuff. But here's one other thing I'm especially proud of. Let's see. I don't know the chords on guitar as well. there are two cadences in the song that kind of come back around. One of them is like a C7 cadence. Just a little while, what the world needs now. Nope. There it is. Is love, sweet love. And then da 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 da. Now, does anyone know what this chord is? That's a tricky one. Let's see. So right here, this is just A major, but I'm playing it with a bar so I can get the 7th up here, and there's a reason for that. This is spelled as G flat in 1910. So it's very flat of 7/4, but I just think it sounds beautiful. No one that I know who's like very JI has come up with like, the kosher explanation for why a really flat 7/4 sounds fantastic over a dominant chord like in 19. And I think it's fairly unique to 19. Let's see. Hi, Ben. Yes, I will be attending Big Ears this year. I'm very excited. One thing I'm particularly excited to see is the Jack Quartet playing Catherine Lamb's Spiral Divisions, one of the best microtonal pieces of the 21st century. So I will absolutely be there, and I'll be at everything else as well. But yeah, that's the I'm thinking of that so much. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, so oh my gosh, we got 20 people on stream. Okay, let me resolve this chord, and then I'll figure out how to play All Star on the 20-tone guitar. So right here, normally an A7 chord in this song resolves to D minor that has an 11th, right? So like, everyone. So this note in the top, the G of the A7, would stay the same even as we travel to D minor. But in 19-tone, something absolutely amazing is going to happen. When we have our A7 with G flat on the top, the C sharp of the A7 chord going down to C, and the D minor 11th chord will be 1/19 of an octave. And the G flat going up 1/19 of an octave will resolve up to the 11th. So C sharp and G flat will resolve outwards to C and G, which is a very non-12 maneuver, and it hits really nice for our new section. So check it out. Did you hear it? This one going up. And then this one. Let me sing both of those for you. Don't get that in 12. And now let's do the C sharp. Oh, it's so great. So this, resolving to this. You can't get a tritone resolving out to a perfect fifth in 12th. It'll resolve to a minor 6th instead because there aren't enough notes. But yeah, okay. So we got 20 people on stream. Now that I've told you all my plans. Okay. Let me play something on 20-tone equal tempered guitar. I'd have to plug it into my guitar amp. I don't know if I can hear it. Let's see. Oh man, I forgot where everything is on this one. Okay, that's perfect 50. And that's a 5-tet interval. Can you guys hear it a little bit? Okay, so we could do. Okay, so there we go. We did it. We played All-Star live on stream. So, yeah. Cool. Okay, very cool stream. 20 was one of my first ever tuning systems. Oh, that's so cool, Airmax. Yeah. For those of you, I don't know if any of you have heard of equal temperaments. I have been talking about them mostly. So we were working in 22 tet, and then we were working in 19 tet, and then this guitar is in 20 tet. I feel extremely blessed to have this guitar because it's sort of been passed down to me. Dan Stearns originally had it, and then Chris Faisville gave it to me. Just, I think after seeing my work and knowing that I would love 20 tone equal temperament so much that I would incorporate it into what I do. It often tends to be like I have enough equal temperaments in instruments as tools that I sort of use them in particular ways based on aesthetic bias. So I may use 20 tone equal temperament if I just want to escape many paradigms and normal ways of thinking entirely and want to create something really arbitrary that is hard to fit into any particular framework. And of course, it's got that 5 tet stuff. So, yes, thank you, Christian. The number 20 on yeah, maybe like this. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks for coming out, gang. I'll see y'all later. It's been a good Microtonal Monday. Bye-bye.